Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mystical Awakenings Radio with Deb and RJ DeRoos, and right here on KGRA Digital Broadcasting, the best place on the web to be. So we have kind of an interesting, wonderful show tonight for you. We're both excited about this. We talk a lot about generational. That's kind of been the thing lately, is the easy for me to say, experiencers. It goes back through the family. Sometimes it's not only, one or two, but three or four generations, sometimes as far back as people can find. And it's pretty interesting how that all works.
That's pretty common too.
Yeah, we're learning as we go, and we've learned, more and more and more how common this is, that it does run in families.
Matter of fact, we about this time tomorrow, we will be listening to a lecture from some friends of ours about generational experiences with extraterrestrials and UFOs.
Yes. So tonight, we are blessed to have, we feel, the most amazing producer on the planet. We love him dearly. He's more than a friend, he's family. And he is a longtime experiencer. But along with Bill Forte is his gorgeous mother, Elizabeth Forte, who is also an experiencer. So let's bring them on and get talking.
Hi.
Hello to both of you. Welcome.
How are you?
We are good. How are you two doing?
Doing good, considering you guys know what happened last week with my health.
Oh my gosh, yes. A week ago, we were going to do this show, and I got a call as I walked out the door saying, "We can't do the show. I'm in the hospital. I just got out of surgery." So,
From a heart attack.
I was getting ready to come out the door, and she's coming back in. I said, "What are you doing?"
Yeah. Well, it was 2 blocked arteries. Thank God, no damage, really, none to the heart. Because they did it happened so fast. Now, it's kind of a thing where I'm starting to feel like it's meant to be that I'm here for a reason.
Right.
I've been given this second chance. Well, actually, I had a heart attack in 2002, but I've been given this opportunity because my job is not done here yet.
Exactly.
And that's the way I'm best putting it. I think she agrees with it. How everything just happened to work out.
Right? I want to keep him for the longest time.
I know that's right.
Yes, I totally get that. As mom to mom, I totally get that. But he's, Bill is more than a son or a friend. You are important here. You have a voice and you have experiences for a reason. And this, now is the time. This is the year that all experiences are really supposed to open up and bring everything to the surface. So
you allow a lot of people to express their information and get it out there, and so other people can
not only that,
know what's going on.
It's something that you experience.
Yeah.
You don't have nobody to talk to, like somebody that it's like stays in your mind.
Right.
And it's something that you need to talk to somebody to explain that, because it's like weird. I mean, to me, it was like all these things that happened to me. I said to myself, what's going on? Why did they choose me?
A lot of people feel that way. Why me?
Why me?
Yeah. And there is a why you for some reason. We might not ever know that reason, but there is a why you. But we don't know what it is.
And I think the universe attracts alike. And I think it helps us find the people that we need to come in contact with to get the information out or to hear what they have to say.
Yeah.
Well, when I was very small, under the age of 10, out of nowhere, and I don't know where it came from. Now I'm raised a Catholic.
Oh, yes.
She goes, oh yes, because she knows it. I used to say as a little kid, I don't know where it came from. I honestly cannot say where it started.
Yes.
But I used to say, Mom, God is an alien. Now, can you imagine growing up in a household, religious household, Catholic, and what was your response at that time when you used to say that?
I used to say no. I mean, but then I began to understand that he was right.
30 lashes with a wet noodle, mister.
I mean, she's actually being nice because she used to yell, God is not an alien. God, it changed. It changed.
Because it was kind of a.
No, but I'll tell you when it changed. It changed when she had an experience.
Right.
In the early 80s.
Yeah.
And I remember this is the late 70s. I'm a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
So in the early 80s, tell them what happened to you.
Well,
yes.
I used to live in New York City, and they have fire escapes where, for the fire, if anything, you take it. How would you call that?
Fire hydrant.
No. When you, like, in the fire escape, to escape in case of.
Oh.
That's after the thing that happened when you see the thing. No. The fire escape thing happened when my brother got ill in the 90s. That's afterwards. No. She's got the timing a little off. What happened in the early 80s in the park when you were doing the car?
You mean by the Hudson, by the Long Island Sound?
Yes, that one. That's in the early 80s.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, but I was still young, too. Yeah, I was washing the car. And then, out of nowhere, the Whitestone Bridge is here. The LaGuardia Airport is here. And that's the Long Island Sound. And down here is Manhattan, New York.
Okay.
So, I'm just chilling out. And I was going to wash my car by the hydrant. Out of nowhere, this beautiful, it was like there was no planes around. There was no stars around, only this thing. And then I look up there and I said, wow, what is that? And then I said, wow, that is beautiful. And it was so beautiful, like diamond shape and shiny. Now I go to wash my car and it's a hydrant. And out of nowhere, this thing comes again behind a tree, watching me. Then I said, wait a minute, I'm suspicious, especially that they trying to check me out, or are they going to take me, or anything like that. I got scared in a way, but it was beautiful. And then it took off again to the water.
So let me clarify what she's describing to you. So she's in a park in the Bronx that's overlooking a river that faces Queens.
Okay.
So it's a park right at the edge of the river. It's the East River. And like she said, if you're looking out toward the river, toward Queens, you have the Whitestone Bridge, you have LaGuardia Airport in front of you, and Manhattan, the skyline on the right. So she was there with a friend the day before. And that's when she's seen that it was amber colored, because I remember when she told me about it when it happened.
It was beautiful. And
it was shaped as a diamond.
Okay, yeah. We've seen that before.
Now, the next day she went to go wash her car. And near a fire hydrant that was there. Because back then, people would wash their cars. Open fire hydrant in the Bronx. And then the thing appeared behind a tree.
Yeah.
And it was the same shape, same color, everything?
Yes, everything.
But it was closer, like it was observing her.
Yes.
And then it shot off.
Again, to the water, like,
No, this is broad daylight, right?
Yes,
it was a 2-day event.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that happened in the 80s.
Right.
So in 1995, I had my sighting in New York City in the Bronx. And it was the night that they were showing Pocahontas, June 10th, 1995 in New York City in Central Park.
Right.
Wow.
And I remember it because at about 11 o'clock, and it was thundering out that night. It was a thunderstorm. And she could tell you how much I love weather.
Yeah, it does.
I love weather. So I was looking out the window and I seen I don't know if it was a boomerang or a triangle because I couldn't see the actual craft. All I could see were the lights on it. And it's the traditional, the one that's always said 5 bluish lights.
Right.
And it was silent and it went toward the lights in New York City because they were shooting the fireworks off and you could see the colors in the clouds.
Wow.
So I wrote at that time, the only people that I knew to contact, because this is Windows 95 days.
Right.
Was Peter Davenport at Newfork. I didn't find MUFON at the time. I found his site, Newfork.
Okay.
So I wrote to him, and about 3 days later, I get an email back. Oh, Bill, he said actually Bill, because I wrote that it was Bill. But he said, I hate William. So
I love it.
Bill, I hate William. So he wrote, many people seen it from New York City up the Hudson River into Canada. And then he says, people from all walks of life, police officer, lawyers. He started to get to make it more credible sounding,
right,
that element to it. So in 1999, because I grew up going to Montauk every year. That was a family thing. Montauk, Long Island. That's known for Camp Hero, where supposedly
beautiful.
The Montauk Project, where they're experimenting on children, interdimensional, something extraterrestrial, who knows what.
Right.
So there was always those stories that came from Montauk. If you went there, visiting, or like us, we practically grew up there because my parents would always take us there for vacation.
Can I ask you something? Is that close to the Hudson Valley area?
No, this is near the Hamptons on Long Island.
Okay.
It's the very tip of Long Island.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They call it the end.
The
Call it the end. It's actually the east end of Long Island.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. So in 1999 or 2000, I can't remember the exact year. Since what happened to me in 95, I said as a joke, I took a flashlight and because it was nighttime, I was fishing for striped bass. She was there. Her friend was there. A couple of my friends were there. And I said as a joke, I got a campfire on. Again, it's nighttime. Clear, beautiful night. I started to mess around and say, I'm going to call the aliens. Just like that as a joke. I'm flashing the flashlight over the ocean.
And we have the firework.
Seconds later, you tell them.
The whole ocean lit up.
Wow.
With different lights. It was beautiful. And there was some kind of shark.
Let's not skip too far ahead.
Excuse me, let me talk. You told me to explain, so you let me talk. So then there's a man that lives right at the beach in the dune. He has a house there. He's been living there for 25 years.
She's skipping. Go ahead.
Yeah, but that's... So
Let
let's say it.
I'm going to say it first because she's going out of the what happened next thing.
I'm not talking no more.
No, so the lights
want to hear it.
The lights, different colored lights, are flashing over the ocean. So it's reflecting on the ocean, so it looks like the lights are on the water,
right?
But they're in the sky, and it's insane because it's covering the entire sky.
Beautiful.
So I turn around, and because there's other people there. We have other witnesses that seen this. They were with us. And I'm like, "Where's Mom?"
Oh,
she's halfway to the hotel room, running, scared to death, because she thinks that she's going to get abducted. Right? What did you say?
They said they're not going to take me this time.
She didn't want to get abducted.
And I ran to the hotel.
She was gone. So it happened for about 15 minutes, constant.
Wow.
So
how many people were there? But you would think
it wasn't like
about 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was at nighttime.
I was just curious.
Yeah, there was about 5 or 6 of us, and then she comes back. It's over. So what she's mentioning, there was a gentleman who had a house past the dunes, right on the beach.
Wow.
He comes down and he says, "Okay, I don't want to sound like I'm crazy or anything, but I've been living here 20 years, and I've never seen what I think I just saw over the ocean. Did you guys happen to see that? I said, yeah, we were here the whole time. We saw that. And, he couldn't believe because he's seen it too from his house.
Yeah, you should have said, I don't want to seem like I'm crazier than you, but I asked him to come there.
Right.
Yeah, but then, excuse me, but then he said, I just want to know that you saw this because Mount Talk is a small place.
Small
town. So he says that I have witnesses.
Yeah.
There
Because
you
they
go.
don't believe you.
Yeah, they don't believe it.
Yeah.
Well, he
Right.
said, he came to us and said, yeah, we saw the same thing.
He wanted to reaffirm that what he's seen was real.
Right. And it gives all of you a little more weight that, I mean, he lived there for 25 years and had never seen anything like that.
Exactly.
So you can't say, oh, well, that's,
That's
that happens.
Yeah, it's the lighthouses, it's the whatever,
Yeah, he had never seen it.
Mhm.
So, Liz, can I ask you something before we go too far? You made the comment, they're not going to take me this time. So do you feel?
I feel like they were coming for me. For
Yeah,
real.
but listen to her question.
Uh-huh.
Well, that was part of it. But do you feel you'd been taken before, and do you feel they were there for you?
I think they were there for me. That's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I said, well, I'm sometimes you have to think about this. These are probably aliens, and they see the species too. I'm a different species. I'm a different person. You understand? Sometimes they look at, well,
Yeah.
they're
So-
curious too. They are curious too.
So probably all of us need to be regressed to figure this out.
Yes.
Because,
That's what I was going to bring up. I would love to talk to Mary Bassett about doing a regression. If you would, give that some thought. Bill can explain to you what it is. But many people who suddenly have experiences or feel like they have been taken, it's because they have. And oftentimes when you go through a regression, you find out things that you never knew before. We had one not long ago, a woman thought that she had seen a spirit of a little boy when she was little. And then, later in her life, other things were happening. And when she was regressed, she went back to that time when she thought she saw the spirit of a little boy, and it was actually a small gray.
Can I tell you?
Now, wait, before you go to
Oh, really? But don't stop me.
all right, go ahead.
Over here, this house has a lot of stuff going on. Okay? There was like a reptilian. This is another thing that I said, but who can explain this to
You
me?
have
But
no-
I'm not afraid of
You
it.
have no idea how she's been
love that.
bugging me for the last 10 years over this because she says, nobody lets me tell them. You never let me tell my story to other people.
And I want you to tell your story.
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, beautiful.
Everything happens in that middle room where I sleep. And all the time that this happens to me, they go straight to the master room. They pass my room, but then they go straight to that other room.
That's where you sleep?
Okay.
I sleep in the middle room, but I
mean,
have an extra room,
So there's 3 bedrooms that is all connected by a hallway.
Okay.
The master room is the one she's talking that's at the end of the hallway. She sleeps in the middle room.
Okay.
So every time there seems to be a lot of activity in this middle room, even when people stay over, that middle room seems to be the active room of the house. So a few years ago, she's in her room. It's middle of the day, and she's lying on her bed, and she sees this tall,
Wow.
white, 7 feet tall. She'll tell you. Well, what did you see?
He was tall, like real tall, and the skin was like a fish, like
Okay. Mm-hmm.
call that
Scales? It had scales? Yeah.
like that. But he was big and tall, but his head was like his eyes on this side, but the head is like the drawers is underneath here like this.
So,
So
Liz,
with the eye over here.
so Elizabeth, this is very important. Do you feel that it was reptilian or amphibian,
Did it look like a bug?
or
Did it look like
a fish or a reptile?
No, he was like a man, like like a person, but like the skin was like white, like and
Yeah.
tall.
But did he resemble more like a fish or a reptilian?
Wow, let me tell you, that's hard to do. I can.
Because I heard you mention reptilian before a little bit.
Right.
You said the word.
But
Because the white reptilians are they are the kind of the royalty of the reptilian family.
Interesting you say that, but RJ, here's the thing that has stuck everybody I've asked since this happened. The eyes are on its sides, like
On
where
the
my
side.
headphones are.
like a fish, like something.
Mhm.
The eyes are on the sides; they're not in the front.
No,
They're on the sides.
and I was
and it looked at her
Yes.
Like
with
that.
the eye. Yeah.
So
And that's how she saw the head prolonged,
this.
and it came back in.
Like that.
So the Dugon tribe in Africa, they told scientists that they were visited by these ETs that came up out of the water that looked like fish, and they were from the Sirius star system. There's 3 stars there. They're from Sirius B, but the pictures of them with fish bodies, they kind of they have
The eye, like
eyes
this,
more separated. Yeah,
like this, like the mouth. Well, the tip comes like this here,
hmm
and then this is the face, like on the side, but the eyes are on this side. And
right.
he looked at me. He didn't even move. He just looked at me with the eye, and I didn't get scared. I'm trying to see him again.
And then it kept walking to the master
To the
room.
master room.
Okay.
Okay. What did you feel when you like right before seeing this and seeing it? I mean, of course, it would be a shock, so that would scare you. But did you feel that? Were you afraid?
No,
I-
No.
I-
no. I want to see it again.
Yeah.
He wants to experience it again.
Yeah.
Well, the human
Yeah.
experience, we have all humans have like a sixth sense, and if there's something, like negative with
feel
a
it,
different being or a spirit or whatever, you're gonna sense that right before seeing it. You just get this terrible sense of doom.
Mhm.
If you don't feel any fear, that's a good sign.
Not at all.
She doesn't.
Really good
See,
sign.
I know a lot of friends who seem to have insight, and they say my mom is very gifted. It's not me, it's her.
Yeah.
She has insight with seeing people. She's seen a man that was in this house.
Yes.
Walk
Walking
around.
again to the room.
Yeah.
Always to the master room. It's like the master room is the center of energy
Well,
in
Bill,
this house.
And I
remember the
found-
fruit doesn't fall too far from the tree,
Right.
so you may have it too.
Well, my experiences are, and I'll let her get into the man thing because I know she's just dying to talk about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But my experiences are more intense, lucid dreams.
Right. Right.
But it hasn't been happening lately. Like for the last year or so, I've been very quiet.
Well, when it does,
Oh, for sure. But she has multiple types of experiences.
Mhm.
It's not just the UFO
No.
or the.
Uh,
It's other things. It's like she's connected,
yes.
and
Yes.
I mean
Yeah.
She's seeing in other dimensions, other frequency things.
something.
Yeah.
So with the man, I saw. You see, I saw. He was invisible, but I saw him. You
Right.
understand? And in my mind, he was there.
Right.
So I said, he came before, and I saw him, and then he came back again, but this time I followed him. So I'm gonna follow him
Where did he go?
to the big room.
To the master bedroom.
Bathroom. But then I told him, you know what? You don't belong here. I said to him, I think you better go and rest. And then I told him, if you did anything wrong, God will forgive you. But you have to go and rest. Go, because He's waiting for you.
Yeah.
I didn't see Him again.
He's probably attracted to the fact that you could see it. He knows you could see them, and we just needed that confirmation that what you just said. But,
And then he left, and I never saw him again. And
You
then
know
I said,
something?
"Thank you, God," because he went to rest.
RJ,
It was sure.
you touched on something, and both of you I know have it. Michael has it, Reverend Carter. A few people have it. It's the genuine, positive, love, caring energy.
yes,
That
they're
they
attracted
know.
to. They're attracted to.
But also, if you're telling something, you need to go. It's because they trust in what you're telling them.
Right.
There's no malintent. It's like pure. They can sense the purity of it, of the energy.
Right.
They know. You
They
understand
know
what
she
I'm saying?
cared.
Yeah, because
Right.
because you care, and they're saying, you know what, they're right. I really do need to go. It's coming from somebody that I trust,
Right.
and I feel that.
Because there's
And-
other people out there that are researchers that do investigations that are more doing it to exploit the situation for themselves, for their own selfish attention.
Right.
To get popular. It's not about that.
No.
Right.
No.
Exactly.
No.
And there's a difference between investigators, researchers, and experiencers who are researchers.
That's true.
Once you are an experiencer, and we've hit on this on many shows, there's a difference. There's you're more spiritual, you're more knowing, you have the psychic abilities that it all comes along with it. And that heart, the caring, when you said you need to go rest, I knew in my heart that you're being very honest, because that's what happens to most experiencers. And I see it in Bill as well. And I can't help but feel that both of you have had experiences that you're not even aware of at this point.
Maybe next year I need to be regressed live with Mary at your event. I think that might be it.
Right. Well, I want you to consider this. She does do it via Zoom.
There's nothing like being in person, though.
Yeah, sure.
There is nothing like being in person, but I would love to see her work with you and Mom, because I get the feeling that, Liz, you've had experiences way before Bill was born. He came into this lifetime. He came into this lifetime knowing, having a reason to say, God is an alien.
All right, time out, because you might have touched something that I'm not even aware of, because she just reacted in a very odd way. So I want to hear this response.
I do too.
I was young.
Oh, see, this is something I don't know. Let's go.
My father died when I was young.
I'm
So
sorry.
my sister and my mother, everybody spoiled me because I was a little girl. So then they used to buy me stuff, to make me happy. The dresses would cost $50. And stuff like that. But I had a dream with the devil.
Oh.
And he was calling me like this. So at that age, I said, no, you're not taking me. You're not taking me. I'm not going with you. I'm not going with you. And from telling me. And you know what? After that, I never bothered my mother no more. And I was a good girl. No more.
But why? Well, why was that happening? Why?
Because, like, Carmen used to buy me the dresses, and the dresses had to be expensive because otherwise I would find them ugly. But then, like, the devil was telling me, to go with him because I was doing something wrong, Billy.
I guess Mom was being a spoiled brat, like with the stresses and complaining and I guess.
Yeah, and I never bother. And then you know what too? When I was a little girl, I used to sleep with my mother, and I have to sleep with a light on. And my mother used to say, "You're not letting me sleep," and all that.
I did too. Trust me.
Yeah.
I had many bad nights when I was a kid.
Yeah. So then, in my dream, I had somebody. They told me read Psalm 4. So I got up and I said, "Well, this is Psalm 4." Psalm 4 says that you go to sleep, rest in peace, like and wake up.
Yeah.
Ever since that time, I didn't bother my mother no more.
Right.
Could be a guilty pleasure kind of a
No.
deal. I mean,
Well,
she's getting dresses and she feels bad, spoiled. She doesn't want to complain. I mean, that could be something the subconscious, to be honest, just telling as a little kid, feeling guilty.
It could have been your guides too, saying, you need to stop this.
Yeah, I think it was probably guilt. I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Right. So, because you were a little girl who lost her father.
Yeah.
Of course,
Exactly.
course, you might have some behavioral issues, but
She still does.
I know that's why I like her.
But
if you were seeing something calling to you, could that have been something other than the devil?
Oh no, I told him.
well, like you said, it's
I
like
told him he was like tall and like nasty looking, and he was going like this to me, like this. I saw him. I did saw him.
well, it could have been like
They can make you see anything. Yeah.
yeah.
They can make you see anything.
It was something that had bad intent.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be the devil,
Oh,
but it could be something that
I
is
felt
sinister.
you.
That's the word, a sinister presence trying to entice her
Yeah.
to do something bad.
Now, getting back to this room of yours, this master room, I don't want to forget this. Have you guys did any
Cleansing?
like an EMF detector back there?
I had somebody come in and try to clean the house up, which they did.
I
But
want that.
but she wants it again because she did not tell me this. She's saying that right now she feels something bad is back in the house.
Yeah.
Okay. So because I wonder if you got some kind of a portal or something going back there. Are you close to water?
No, but there's a lot of the underground streams here.
Oh, okay.
High water table underneath us.
Yeah. So I just wondered if there's some kind of an opening there that's that was made there or exists there.
I definitely other people like my friend Jade, he's come here, and this is a guy you got to get on the show on his experiences. Oh my gosh. I don't want to speak for him just in case he watches this show. But you want to talk to somebody who's got incredible insight. This is the guy. Now, he's never gone public with it. He's kept it private between us only. Something that he experienced when he was in Iraq. Something that he experienced on his way back to Fort Bragg. And some other stuff. This guy, right, Jade, has some insight.
Yeah, Jay. Oh, yes. Jay.
Matter of fact, he was sleeping in that middle room one night. And the door was closed. And all of a sudden it went boom, open by itself. He thought it was us messing around with him, but everybody was sleeping. And it's happened to her in that room too at about 5 a.m. How do I know? Because she woke me up afterwards. Were you messing around?
But it didn't scare me, though.
But it didn't scare her, but it's still, it just opened. Boom.
Right.
There have been a lot of incidences that have happened in this house that are bizarre, that cannot be explained.
Right.
Figurines flying off shelves.
Right.
We were all outside on the deck. You, Heidi, and me, remember?
I was hiding, yeah.
And we're out there, and all of a sudden we hear, this is before we had the dog. All of a sudden we hear a commotion in the dining room area. Like, what was that? I come in, these little figurines that were stuck in the shelves were 6 feet away on the floor.
Oh, wow.
Like they flew out.
Yeah. You know anything about the history of the house?
Not really.
I think that, you know what I think? That this property was like Indians lived here.
But they're everywhere. This is a very historical area.
I think that the Indians.
Okay.
You could say that, but you can
I
say
think
that about anywhere.
No.
Right.
But now remember, Bill, that Elizabeth, your mom, does have a lot of abilities.
She does.
Okay. And when she feels like there were Indians here,
Yes.
it could be an Indian burial ground. It could be many things. But
No, you're right.
I
Because that's
believe her
strong enough.
intuition that if she's feeling, something that strongly, let's look into that. That could
Now-
in New York.
I feel like
Yes.
this
Yeah,
land
right.
was Indians in here.
All right. So George Washington headquarters is 5 minutes from my house
Ah,
along the Hudson. And this is a very historical area. But getting back to what she touched on earlier, the fire escape. Remember she mentioned that?
yes, yes.
So my brother suffered from mental health issues.
Chemical imbalance.
That's what they diagnosed him with, chemical
Yeah.
imbalance.
Schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia, all that. So I remember it was in April. It was a week before Easter.
Oh,
And Mom had a vision of Jesus Christ on the fire escape. Now tell them what you've seen.
all it up. All it up. Because then in the Bronx, when you live in an apartment, you have a fire escape just in case of a fire.
Right.
So Randy was feeling sick. I get a little bit.
I know, just go to it. So you skip that emotion. Go ahead.
So he was
She'll start crying.
laying behind me.
I get it.
And then, I was telling you, be okay, Randy, all right. I don't know where Jesus came in the fire escape and lit up. And that-
Brilliantly. Brilliant white light
lit
everywhere.
up, a white gown
With a white gown.
with lights all over him.
Wow.
So I don't, because she'll get overly emotional. Trust me.
I
So
get
I'm
it.
trying to get through it fast. A week later, he attempted suicide from the 5 stories he jumped.
Oh no.
He survived.
Yeah.
Now, we went to the hospital and they gave him less than 1% chance to live. Like this, he's done.
The doctor told me let him go, and I said no, I'm not letting him go.
So we went.
I let him go when Jesus take him, but I'm not, like they wanted me to push him to sleep. Like I said, no, God is the one who's going to decide for that.
Right.
So
And then you know what happened? When they had to have him like in a place so they could take care of him and everything.
a nursing home.
And everything. So you know what happened to me? Every time he would see me, he would get like, Mama, let me go or something, like he saw me crying.
Right.
Then I said, God, I work for the post office. I retired from the post office. So I'm on the bus going to home. So then I started to pray. And I said, God, thank you for giving me Randy all this time. And God prepared me to ask him to take him. Then I said, God, I don't want to see my son suffering no more.
Right.
Take him.
And he passed away. I drove there.
Then I was working, and Billy goes and said, Mama, Randy passed away.
Right.
God gave me the time
To prepare
me
for
to
that.
prepare for that.
But
Yeah.
and now getting back to initially when it happened, so we used to go to the grotto, which is a Catholic place to
Oh,
the church. It's got like
yeah, I'm
had
Catholic.
a waterfall that was in the newspapers for
Mhm.
decades as being blessed water,
Yes, holy
a blessed area. So we would light these candles that you would purchase inside the church and put them outside where the waterfall would be.
like a Virgin Mary's there.
And it was a blue candle. It was dark blue. So we would go back the next day to change the candle when it burns out.
Yeah.
This is the candle.
That's the candle.
And I'm going to put ourselves on full screen here first.
Yes.
See, these candles usually just burn out. They don't leave
They
like
blow.
an image on it. This is the image that was left on this one.
Oh, wow.
It looks like
Oh, my God.
it almost looks like, now pareidolia is one thing. It looks like
Yeah.
someone kneeling in front of a bishop praying with their hands clasped.
It
I-
does.
Yeah, I see that.
It
Yeah.
really, truly does.
And it's
That
been like
gives
that
me-
ever since.
Goosebumps.
Wow.
And see how it burns normally?
Yeah.
It just burns.
But not that one.
Not this, not that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's definitely an image there for sure.
That's a miracle. And, I'm convinced my heart is just.
This
singing.
was the night that they said he wasn't going to make it.
Wow.
And this is what we found the next day.
Wow.
And he lived.
And that was after Liz saw Jesus all lit up.
This is after he jumped and was in the hospital and was given less than 1% to live. We lit the candle. We go back the next day. He survives, and this is on the candle.
Wow. And that was all so it was all kind of emotional.
It is a lot to take in.
It's a lot. Well, as a mom who also I lost my son as well. And so my heart is so connected with you, Liz. I'm just feeling this. But Jesus was letting you know, okay, let's prepare. I'm going to save him until you're ready.
Yes. Yes. That's what he did.
What a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful story.
And I haven't erased. How long has Randy been dead?
1999, he died.
And look,
this is 1995 when it was lit. So that's about how many years ago. It's a long time ago. But so we've had a lot of experience. Mom is just not my mom. She's my best friend. We have our times when we yell and go at it.
Mom, I but you better be good.
But we have.
And I'm sorry because the whole thing is when you lose a son or daughter, whatever, I could relate to you and you could relate to me.
Yes, heart to heart.
Heart to heart.
Oh, the both of you better not start crying on a radio video show. RJ, we're gonna have to do some.
They are with God, They with Jesus. They rested. They're not suffering no more.
Right. And RJ and I wrote a book about death, and our strong belief is there is no true death. The body, their body is no longer here with us, but they're very alive.
Yes,
very alive, and they're well now.
Yes,
they're happy.
It's crazy. When I had the heart attack last week, I had my eyes closed almost the entire time from the point that I was in the ambulance to the point when my surgery was done to put the 2 stents in. Okay. And what's kind of weird? I was at peace the whole time. If something would happen, I was in peace.
Yeah. You were trying to self-heal yourself.
Yes.
And I was totally calm.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't have been calmer, and I'm not that kind of person. I'm a very wired person.
Right.
But it was a very weird calmness. And then somebody told me something after it was over that hit me like, it's not that you may have had a guardian angel overlooking you, but you may be a guardian angel now for someone else that needs you.
Right.
And when they said that to me, I was like,
wow.
Yeah, I truly think part of our evolution is that we do come into that position eventually. It takes a long time to get there to work it, and you have to do a lot of things to get there. But I think that's going to be our job eventually too.
So I think, I often ask this question to people, and people ask it of me. Is paranormal connected?
Absolutely.
It absolutely is.
1000%.
I mean, you can't. That's why I could never understand how people that were, say, and the spiritual aspect couldn't necessarily agree with people that believed in Bigfoot or UFOs.
Yeah.
This is all part of a connection.
Yeah.
It may not be what you want it to be. It may not be the thing that you think it is or you want it to be. But that doesn't mean that there isn't a connection.
There's a huge connection. It's a big cosmic web, and we're all a part of that web. And the evolution, and I'm just going to try to be really quick here, is so in place. Because if you think about it, back in the 1990s, some of us people were already doing paranormal work, spiritual work. I've been a medium all my life. But then, we come out with this TV show called Ghost Hunters. So the whole paranormal starts becoming a little more normal as far as ghosts. Well, then, you start getting the cryptids and the UFOs and everything else. And it's like almost every evolved spiritual investigator that I know, and I can speak for myself, is following every single part of the paranormal. It's not one thing, it's the whole.
I'll tell you what it is, you guys. We as a species and as a planet are vibrating and moving into the fourth dimension, where these things exist. Spirit realms, cryptids realm, UFOs exist, and we're trying to get to this fifth dimensional place where the Earth wants to evolve to.
Right.
And so we're all waking up. We're all seeing this. Now that's why people are seeing this, because unless you're a higher vibrational being, you won't be able to see these things. So and some of us, before we were seeing it, but we can't tell anybody. They'll think I'm nuts.
Yes.
I know.
Yeah.
So
you're not crazy, Liz. You're not.
Yeah. So we see these things, and more people are evolving and vibrating at a faster frequency and a more loving frequency in the fourth dimension. That's why ghosts we can see ghosts easier. We can see Bigfoot easier, see UFOs better, because we're all raising our vibrations.
Right. And all of these other beings, the human spirits and ETs and all these beings are in other dimensions.
Yes.
I agree. I think we're not necessarily, I don't think we're necessarily dealing with extraterrestrial. We're dealing with interdimensional, or traveling, bending space and time to get. What were you gonna say here? Because we only got like 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. I was thinking, like, I don't know if this is happening to us. I would gifted.
I don't want to say gifted. I think everybody has that ability. It's just that they have to open themselves to it. They have to open their minds, because I don't like the word paranormal. I like what RJ said with a higher frequency. I like higher normal.
Yeah,
higher normal. Absolutely.
Because it's above normal. It's something else. It's on a different, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Higher. It's just higher than the normal self. It's going above and beyond that.
Can I ask, when that happened with me with the diamond shape and all that, and it came to me, and then I saw it over there, but it came to me and then it took off.
It's your experience.
I said, but why me?
But a lot of people say that.
Yeah.
A lot of people, because you're open to it.
Yeah.
Your receptors, your frequency, whatever it is.
That was for you.
Higher vibration.
Exactly. It's for you. Just like they have their own. We all have their own connection.
So how about the guy there with the reptilian thing?
She still wants the answer to that. But I want to show you guys something before we leave, because we only got like 3 minutes. It went so fast.
Okay.
This is what I caught on camera in 2014 above this house. And I am not saying it's extraterrestrial. I'm just saying I don't know what it is. I've heard so many different answers from so many different people, but I want to share it with you and the audience before we go.
Wow.
And leave them with this, that this is 2014. Now, it's looped and zoomed in on my TV. I had it playing, so I put my phone up to it so we could see it better.
Okay.
And it's that.
Oh, wow. Ooh, that's a shit, buddy.
It's curving, it stops, and it goes out. I'm going to try to look at that.
Yep. It's showing you, boom, and it's boom.
I mean, it's hard to stop it because it's so fast.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to slow it down so I can actually pause it. Slow it down so I can freeze it. So see this little bend?
Yeah.
That's actually where it starts to come down, and then it goes like this, and then like this, stops for a split second, which is powering up, it's propulsion, and then back out. So this is really at a slow speed. Look at the curve.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, you could see the curve. It's not linear. It's curving.
Right.
You
It's
know,
certainly not a meteor. It's not an
No,
airplane.
it's a ship, man.
No.
It's a ship. Yeah, it's a
I'm gonna try to freeze it. There you go.
Yeah.
2 small lights in the back, one big one in the front, and it's illuminating. That's a power up. That's a power up. That's
power up.
propulsion, and
That's
then
power up.
gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Then
that's
boom.
that's my look gone.
Nice.
That is 2014.
Good catch. Good catch.
That's incredible. It's
Yes.
beautiful. And
So,
but
take
that I love that it shows people how quick they can come and be gone, and people miss them all the time.
that was so
Yeah.
fast. The only reason I caught it because I had cameras set up outside overnight, and I caught it. That's the
Right.
only way I got.
Right.
You know what I mean? I didn't see it.
Right.
It was recorded because I used to leave
Right.
cameras outside running all night and record them. So that's why we all need to pay a little bit more mind. We're so much on our phones. Well, use your phones. Keep an awareness of what's going on around you. It doesn't have to be just up around you too.
Yeah,
Right.
sometimes that's how I have a camera.
Yeah, we all say that. I wish I would have had a
I
camera.
would have had a camera.
Oh, yes.
You know?
So would the two of you be willing to do this again? Come on
Absolutely.
with us again. I would love that. I feel like we barely even got to the surface of what's going on, but also consider maybe some regression work. We'll be
Yeah, I'll
talking,
talk to her about that.
we'll be talking about cleansing the house and regressing.
Oh,
and-
yes.
Yes.
I feel something. I know when I feel uncomfortable, I feel
Yeah.
something that,
She wants the house cleansed.
yeah.
She
and-
feels something's not good in the house right now.
yeah.
But the best person to do that, Liz, is you. For the homeowner to take control and to do that.
Just go get some
And
sage
we'll
and
talk
do your
about that.
intentions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you're right. You guys, we'll have a definite talk.
Yes.
Because maybe we'll do a live thing in the house. Who knows?
Right. Right.
There you go.
Anyway,
Good.
Oh,
Thank
people
you both.
learn how to do it too.
yes, thank you both for having us both on.
Oh, that was beautiful, guys.
It was
The
wonderful.
first time
Thank you
she's
so
ever
much.
done
Yeah.
something like this,
Yeah.
ever.
That was awesome.
And I can't wait to do it again. You're a wonderful, wonderful woman. God bless you for all that you've done, and the son that you created.
Yeah, that's my buddy there.
He's pretty awesome. We love him, but now we love you as well. So,
Same here.
All right, I think we have to wrap it up now.
yep.
So
Okay. Everybody have a wonderful week.
Thanks,
and until
guys.
we meet again,
Yeah.
may all of your awakenings be
Maybe one
mystical.
time we meet in person. You never know.
Yes.
have a great one, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Love you.